In this lecture, I will be going over the WP SMTP plugin. The WP SMTP plugin enables you to reconfigure the WP mail function to use the SMTP instead of the PHP's mail function. This will make sure that your website mail function is more reliable. Many WordPress end users overlook this feature and relied on the PHP's mail function, which provided by web hosting provider to send mail, but the PHP's mail function is not as reliable, and sometimes it takes more than an hour or a couple days for me personally to get my mail. For instance, when my client sent me an email via my website contact form, but I did not receive it. As a result, I find that the PHP's mail function is not as reliable as a third-party plugin such as the WP SMTP plugin. Next, we will be installing the WP SMTP plugin. Click on Plugins. Click on Add New. In the search plugin, enter WP SMTP and hit enter. Notice the WP SMTP displayed on the search result page. Next, click Install Now. Next, click Activate Plugin. Next, scroll down to the bottom of the page. Then, click on Settings. Here, we will enter the following information in order to configure the SMTP plugin. Before we enter the information to configure the SMTP mail functions, I have already created an account in my web hosting provider. In your case, if you have not already created an email account from your web hosting provider, please create an email account from your web hosting provider and please obtain the following informations. You will need the SMTP host name. You will need the SMTP port number. You will need the username of your email account. You will need the password of your email account. In my case, I will enter my email account information and my SMTP informations as a demonstrations in this lecture. The from name is the SMTP host for my email account is and the SMTP port for my account is, and yes, we want to click yes to the SMTP authentications. Do we want SMTP authentications? Click yes, and the username is the actual email account that you created on your web hosting provider, and the password is the password for the actual email account that you created on your web hosting provider. And delete options. If we click a check mark here, it means that when we deactivate the plugin or delete the plugin, it will clear up all these informations for us. So for testing purposes, I uncheck the delete options while deactivate this plugin. Save changes. Next, we could send an email to a test account. To quickly find out whether the SMTP mail function worked correctly. In my test account is IamOutlook@yahoo.com and subject is, and in the message body I enter test WP SM on send test. To confirm whether I have received a send test email, I could log into my Yahoo email account with the my email address, such as the IamOutlook@yahoo.com. Now that we have installed the WP SMTP, I am certain that your website email account for corresponding with your clients is more reliable. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to guide you through this course. If you have any questions, please post them on the course discussion page.